Hello everyone, and welcome to Chapter 3 of the Node War Handbook. Again, I am Blue Squadron, and today we will be covering the lesser known side of Node War logistics. First, let's move on to base building. In most guilds, only certain players are tasked with this job. Though, even for a normal player, understanding how bases work will help you understand their weaknesses and strengths, allowing you to cleverly attack enemy bases and defend your own. We will start with finding a good spot to place your fort. Ideal base positions in Black Desert are typically on a high ground or involve some sort of natural terrain that gives your fort a defensive advantage. One of the first things to look out for when building a fort is terrain that can be abused by attackers. You want to make sure that all of the terrain around your base is easily accessible to your guild within seconds of spawning. This will ensure that the surrounding landscape can only be used by you. Another subject to be mindful of is attack paths. Try to consider what direction an attack is most likely to come from so that you can build around it. For example, if you place next to a large river, you can force the opponent to push from the other side of the base, limiting their attack path. This allows you to set up artificial choke points and place your defensive structures on the side of the base that you know will be under attack most frequently. Equally important to fort location is how you position the structures around the fort. First, you want to place the structures that can defend themselves. These include flame towers and hwachas, which are referred to as hard structures because they can be very difficult to kill. Flame towers should typically be placed on opposite sides of the fort to maximize their coverage. When it comes to the hwacha, it can be placed on its own due to its long range. Keeping adequate separation between the hard structures will mean the attackers have to hit each structure individually and won't be able to wipe them all out at once. Once the hard structures are down, you will want to place your soft structures. Soft structures are generally a lot less tanky and need to be protected. By order of importance, you would normally start with the supply depot, the recovery centers, the elephant nursery, the Indomitable Flag Factory, and the cannon observatory. Where you place these will vary depending on your fort's position, annex importance, and the annex's individual durability. The finishing touches are the gate and the barricades. My tip is to place the barricades to defend soft structures or create artificial choke points and walls. Make them a nuisance. For better understanding, you may need some background knowledge on the different roles guilds make specifically for Node Wars. If you are unsure, take a look at Chapter 2, Player Roles, of this Node War series before joining us on the next topic. Now, the first step to executing any strategy is to have solid lines of communication, both internally and externally. If communication isn't clear, your plans will begin to fall apart. Setting up communication between different teams and allies is crucial. Many guilds utilize applications such as TeamSpeak or Discord to get this job done. Before you enter the Node War, you should have a vague idea of attack that is shared between yourself and allied guilds. This way, everyone is on the same page right from the start, and if things need to change, you have communication channels to sort that out. During the Node War, your guild has a number of tools to gain the upper hand. Using these tools properly can make the difference in a close fight. The first tool in your arsenal is called Command to Gather, or CTG. This can be used by the guild master and advisor to teleport your entire guild to a target location during a Node War. Although it can have a wide array of uses, CTG is primarily used for two things. The first is an offensive attack. If your guild has been playing defense for a long time and sees an opportunity, you can CTG to the opponent's base when they don't expect it and get serious damage on the enemy. The second way to use CTG is defensive. If most of your guild is away from your base and suddenly you are getting 2v1, your advisor or GM can CTG immediately and call everyone back to the fort to prevent critical damage from happening to your base. The next tool used during Node War is the flag. Flags allow the guild to respawn at a placed location to gain an advantage on the enemy. Flags are ready every 10 minutes at the flag factory, so you always want a predetermined player to pick it up when it's ready and start the next one. Placing flags is never an exact science and will require quick thinking to find a good position. It can be a good idea to place barricades around your flag to defend them when no one is there. The final tool in your arsenal is the guild skills. These are found in the guild menu and can be popped to give your guild members temporary buffs during battle. Popping these at the correct times can make the difference throughout Node War. The most used guild skills are from the Spirit of Battle, because they can only be used when the Spirit of Battle reaches 100%. The first skill is called Breath of Life. This buff allows your entire guild to spawn if they are dead, regardless of their respawn timer. This is Excellent to use if your guild is wiped at a crucial moment and needs to respawn immediately. The caveat is that the GM or advisor must be alive to pop the buff even if everyone else is dead. The second skill is called Blessing of Battle. Many times, the shot caller will tell the guild to hold their respawns until everyone's respawn timer is 0, allowing them to spawn together. At this time, the shot caller can call for the skill to be used, giving your entire guild 30 seconds of plus 500 HP, plus 200 damage reduction, plus 10 movement speed, and super armor. This is almost guaranteed to repel guilds effectively. Now let's touch on diplomacy. Due to the rewards available to players for being victorious, node wars have never been tougher. Any given node is going to have multiple guilds present. The chances are you're going to have to do some politics in order to get a reasonable fight and a chance to win. The first step to politics is understanding what you want. Decide if your guild would like a fight or a win. Your priorities will dictate how to approach an alliance. Once you've decided, it's time to reach out to the other guilds on your node. There is normally a designated politics person in each guild, as this can be very time consuming. Fortunately, there are plenty of community discords to help. Just make sure you reach out ahead of time so you have ample time to seek out allies and secure a potential victory. Now that you know what it takes to make strategic decisions for your guild, I hope that you are able to put this knowledge to play. Thank you all for tuning in to another chapter of Black Desert's official Node War Handbook. If you are interested in learning even more about large-scale PvP and BDO, be sure to catch one of my live streams and check out my YouTube channel at twitch.tv/bluesquadron or youtube.com/bluesquadronlive. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you good luck in all of your future Node Wars.